In this section, we will further explore problems hidden behind China's development and the solutions proposed by the Chinese government. In the minds of foreigners, China usually evokes a concept of a vast land, rich history, and deeply rooted culture.
It's nearly 1.4 billion people. It's home to Han people and 55 ethnic minorities,
speaking 120 living languages and demonstrating a wide range of traditional lifestyles. If you travel across China, you will find the variety of this magical country by yourself. Landscapes with great beauty await you, including a rich diversity of rare wildlife, spectacular snow-capped mountains, forested valleys, green plains, and barren deserts, rushing rivers, and expansive lakes. The ancient buildings from the distant past have witnessed dynasties rise and fall throughout history. Wandering amongst these buildings, you will see the profound wisdom of Chinese people and catch a glimpse of a far older China. All these views are truly something to behold and serve as constant reminders that China is a nation with a long tradition passed down from generation to generation. Chinese civilization is the world's oldest, possessing the longest and continuous written history, stretching back thousands of years. On the other hand, you will also be impressed by the soaring skyscrapers, the bustling streets, and the thriving enterprises in its modern cities. These are the chapters China unfolds in a new era. For the past few decades, China has kept on a rising path and made impressive progress. Its speedy and stable economic growth has reduced poverty, lifted the living standards, and raised China into the ranks of the world's leading economies. However, like many countries on the push for economic development, the phenomenal progress has come hand in hand with unprecedented challenges such as, first, climate change. With the accelerating industrialization, climate is shifting in ways that could cause serious impacts. The release of greenhouse gas emissions is a principal cause. The unusually warm winter, the blistering summer, and some other extreme weather happen more frequently than you would expect. Some regions in southern China were even hit by a string of devastating disasters like drought, flood, mudslide, and typhoon. To join the global efforts against climate change, China signed the Paris Agreement on April 22, 2016, Earth Day. To fulfill its commitment, China will have to cut carbon emissions per unit of GDP by 60 to 65% by 2030 from 2005 levels, increase non-fossil fuel sources in primary energy consumption to about 20%, and peak its carbon emissions by 2030. These targets are also reflected in China's 13th five-year plan. Second, environmental pollution. The economy grows, so does the pollution. The burning of fossil fuel and the discharge of industrial waste seriously contaminate air, water, and soil. Cities, particularly those in North China, constantly suffer heavy smog in winter. Urban areas are no more than concrete jungles where rich soils, crystal water, and blue sky seem like luxuries. In light of these problems, China initiates a comprehensive plan to improve the overall environment quality and ensure a significant decrease in pollutant emissions. Government control of pollution includes setting limits on coal consumption and industrial wastes, shutting down coal-fired power plants and chemical plants that fail to meet safety and emission standards, advancing the production of clean and renewable energy, and restoring environmentally damaged areas. Third, arable land loss and deforestation. Arable land accounts for 14% of the total land area of China. In the last 2 decades, cities are expanding into rural areas and arable land is retreating. A growing population and urban sprawl push an increased demand for housing, industry, infrastructure, etc. Forests are also cut down to make room for ever-developing urbanization. Farming, logging, grazing, mining, and drilling combined also for countless trees, accounting for most of deforestation in northern and central China. Deforestation is considered to be the second leading cause of global warming. Aiming to reverse the farmland loss and repair previous damage, China places a priority on the conservation of arable land by implementing effective land management policies. Meanwhile, tree planting programs are underway to preserve existing forest ecosystems and restore lost tree cover. To make homeland a greener place, Chinese netizens even contribute to the tree planting in an innovative way. Inspired by the low-carbon lifestyle, they are passionately involved in an online scheme called Ant Forest on Alipay, one of the country's most popular online payment platforms. In the Ant Forest scheme, any activity considered low carbon, like walking, taking public transport, and paying online, will be converted into virtual green energy. The energy can be used to grow a virtual tree, later exchanged into a real tree to be planted in the desert by the environmentalists supported by Ant Financial and its partners. From 2016 and 2018, Chinese net users have planted about 50 million trees, covering over 500 square kilometers across China. With the national efforts on environmental protection moves, we can see reasons for hope. Today, technological development has penetrated into our life and brought about all kinds of conveniences, making life much more pleasant than that in the old days. In the wake of a new tech life, a typical scenario in fast-paced modern cities is the rushing takeaway delivery man on the run at mealtimes. People habitually choose takeout food because of their tight schedule and the booming food delivery services. Restaurant food and snacks with disposable utensils can now be quickly delivered to people's doorsteps within a few minutes. Though such technological applications help save time and effort, much of the waste that goes with them ends up as environmental pollution. We've all seen the price, the gruesome image of the marine wildlife killed by plastic bags, or the once scenic natural habitats flooded by the white trash. It is reported that most of China's waste is dumped in inadequately managed landfills or out directly in open areas or waters, because unsorted waste cannot be burned efficiently. It could take centuries to break them down. Thus, waste sorting has become a crucial issue to an eco-friendly and sustainable life. A separation of the reusable waste from the rest from the bottom up can refine and facilitate waste processing and recycling. Therefore, it is time for people to realize the importance and necessity of waste sorting. To solve the waste problems, China has launched a public and punitive recycling campaign. Starting on July 1, 2019, Shanghai, one of the world's most populated cities, takes the initiative to enforce a strict and detailed mandatory sorting scheme. Residents of the city are required to classify and dispose of their household garbage according to the labels wet, dry, hazardous, or recyclable. What do these words mean? Before an elaborate discussion on this issue, it could be helpful to first clarify these name tags to the different kinds of waste. Recyclable waste includes items that can be processed and used again, such as paper, plastic, glass, scrap metal, and fabrics. Hazardous waste refers to anything that could be harmful to public health or the environment, like batteries, light tubes, medicines, pesticides, paint, and its containers. Dry trash is the literal Chinese translation for residue waste. It refers to all other non-recyclable solid waste, including even non-dry items like used tissues, sticky tape from your parcels, and oyster shells. Wet trash in Chinese stands for kitchen waste or food waste, including food leftovers and expired food, fruit peels and cores, flowers and plants, traditional Chinese medicine herbs, as well as other perishable domestic waste. However, food waste that can't be broken down easily, like gum, bake bones, and durian or coconut shells, will be thrown into the dry trash bins. What's more, Shanghai is not fighting alone in the battle against trash disposal. 46 major cities in China, including Beijing, Guangzhou, Nanjing, to name a few, will follow suit to set up a basic system for citizens to arrange their household garbage by 2020. And all cities at the prefectural level and above should have built the system by 2025. Recycling becomes a collective and compulsory responsibility. Chinese citizens generally applaud the policy, despite the fact that all of a sudden it takes them forever to decide where to put the trash. Currently, the strict garbage sorting rule is driving Shanghai citizens crazy. On social media, the trending topic, which is the right bin, has triggered millions of hits, discussions, and comments. Quite a few hilarious punchlines are made to familiarize people with the categories. One of the most popular such proposes: think about pigs before sorting your waste. Things pigs can eat are kitchen waste. Things pigs don't eat are residue waste. Things pigs might eat and die of are hazardous. And things that can be sold to buy another pig are recyclables. Another one makes fun of the counterintuitive names of these categories in Chinese. Wet tissues actually belong to dry trash, as they are non-perishable in the water. Dry mushrooms are wet trash. They are easy to rot. Pork bones go to dry trash, for they are too large to be smashed and recycled, while chicken bones are classified as wet trash, as they tend to be thinner and easily disposed. Still, the road ahead is long and rough, but Shanghai, by fostering a sense that environmental protection is a collective civic responsibility, already sets itself a role model for other cities to go green and clean. In fact, to fight the side effects of economic prosperity, China is in the 6th year of a war on pollution. It has made clear a target not only to clean up its skies, soil, water, but also control a biodiversity loss seen on 1/5 of the country's land. Meanwhile, to build a much safer and healthier future of clean energy, China is investing more than any other nations in developing low-carbon economy with billions of dollars. It is now taking on new responsibilities for keeping the global economy in balance by upgrading its heavy industrial economy and comprehensively utilizing its resources. In a word, China is serious about sustainable development and doing actual work to sort out the problems. Entering the 21st century, Chinese people are making it their mission to ensure that today's progress does not come at tomorrow's expense. Their full engagement and careful stewardship are bound to contribute to China's continuous progress and prosperity. Saying goodbye to its glorious past, Chinese people are making a commitment to developing in harmony with the environment and looking ahead with every confidence.